Greetings, everybody. This is Julian. I'm sitting here with Lori. We just came out of our earthbag dome yesterday. The year is 2011, March 18th, and we are on Koh Phangan in southern Thailand. We're here to talk a little bit about some of her experiences in the dark. Thank you very much, Lori. Have you done anything like that before?
I did one Kayakamba retreat 7 years ago. 3 days.
3 days?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kind of practice did you do?
In this retreat this week? Or
yes.
I did mostly meditation and some asanas, simple asana sequences.
What meditation?
I was doing mostly Hridaya meditation. Which is basically self-inquiry along the lines of Advaita masters and philosophy. And I did some Laya yoga, which is
using mantras. And
it's invariable that I compare my last retreat because I noticed positive changes and negative changes, and I fasted in both of them, so that couldn't have been, I don't think that would have been a factor in my energy level, but I considered that I was blood fasting, so maybe that had something, but I felt like I just felt like it was difficult. Like I had plans to do a lot more dynamic practice, actually, and I didn't do it. Like I was actually going to do, a lot of pranayama, which I did in the last retreat, and I really enjoyed. And anyway, more dynamic practice, and I couldn't. Like it didn't. So even the asanas I did was just very, very
static.
Yeah, which was a good thing. I mean, I'm not complaining about that at all. It's just different from expectations, but it was good. It was very easy. If you want just to talk about the conditions more, I thought I expected it to be a lot smaller inside. But it was actually, I thought, very spacious. So for me, the size was really perfect inside. And I also thought it was very quiet, like very peaceful. And this is something I didn't have in my last retreat. So I noticed that instantly it was much easier to go to a really still place and to go deeper. So that was definitely a big improvement. I noticed that, how that really facilitated good practice. And it was totally light proof, of course.
Okay, other than, more about not the physical dimension, difficulties in your practice, like related to the dark. That's more what I'm interested in.
Actually, related to the dark, I had a really very positive experience. Like in my last retreat, I had a lot of fear. I felt I was confronting a lot of fear and, fundamental, basic things that must be there that I was only confronting due to this situation. And in this retreat, I wondered about that just because I thought, what will it be like now? Now I've done more practice and this tapas and things, And I had absolutely no fear in the dome for even 1 second. So that was a big difference to me because, even at one point, I don't know how or why or what, maybe it was my imagination, but even at one point, I actually felt like a hand was on my shoulder, like something put a hand on my shoulder, and I still had no fear. Like I really had a lot of peace in the dome. Really, yeah, it was a very good feeling. Energetically, I felt very good. Yeah.
Other people have mentioned that perception of some kind of presence, let's say, you know. So, did you generally find that your clairsentience was being enhanced, like either visually or auditive, just that you felt the latent senses were awakening?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I had experience with phosphenes or light phenomena, but I didn't go into it. Like I didn't dwell on it. I just noticed it. So heightened senses in other ways. Not really. I was really internalized during the...
You didn't dwell on it because I understand your practice was of a different nature.
Right.
Back to your practice, did you feel that the dark... Okay, you didn't dwell on the light phenomena, but was the dark in any way enhancing the practice? Because now you're doing a teacher training and you're having a very regular rhythm of practicing, so you could compare your daily meditations to how it was in the dark. Mm-hmm. And in what way? Can you describe that?
Generally speaking, I did, well, with this light, for example, sometimes the light was so bright, I felt like I could see the room. Like it was very pronounced and frequent, but...
You felt like, or you did see the room?
I thought I saw the room. Or maybe I was projecting, but it felt like I saw the room. But I was trying not to pay attention, because it was... We were advised not to pay attention, basically, to try to, let these kinds of things pass by. With practice, generally I felt like this time with this darkness retreat, I just felt so much more ease to go into a deeper place and quickly as well, like just this, just the quiet peacefulness and I felt, generally speaking, the darkness enhances what we're basically trying to explore through meditation, which is non-dualistic philosophy, or whatever you could say. So to me, just being in the dark was also a practice of meditation on not having, like, being without form and without differentiation. So I had great practice, great meditation. Yeah.
What would you feel would have been your most profound insight?
My most profound insight during these 2 days?
Yeah.
Well, it's just related to my practice I was doing, especially with meditation. I was doing a lot of contemplation on subject and object. Subject being the basically the witness consciousness, and I felt like I was really on the edge of realizing this pretty much for the first time. I felt like I was really coming close to experiencing this. So it's hard to describe exactly how I was. It was sort of like a combination of fascination and contemplation and positioning myself somehow.
And then coming out, you said you felt it was too short.
Yeah. I think so.
Was it difficult in any way to?
Coming out was surprisingly, like, I didn't actually have any adjustment problems with regard to the light. Like, I didn't, maybe because it was shorter, I didn't have so much, I don't know, it didn't, maybe because it was dusk, you know, for those factors, maybe that's why it was easy to adjust with regard to the light. But it was very strong. The feeling I had when I left was powerful. There's always a feeling when you leave a retreat, when you rejoin the world. There's always a feeling of like, I don't know. It feels like hesitation and not belonging, and kind of like there's a sheath or like a wall or something to cross back into to reintegrate yourself. And I didn't think I would experience that after such a short time, but I really experienced that almost even more than a longer retreat. Maybe partly I felt the Mona was very strong. Like I really enjoyed being in Mona, and it was difficult to come out of that. And I felt, when I came out yesterday, I felt a lot like I felt a lot like I was going back to the Matrix. It felt clear that it was like crossing back to I don't know, it's not a false reality, but it's not as real as what you experienced during the retreat.